Well, hello again, everyone. I am Gary Godsoe, and welcome to Velocity Online Racing's coverage of Round 2 of Season 13 of the VOR Signature Series, the IndyCar Championship, as we come to you today from Watkins Glen International for the Grand Prix at the Glen. Joining me in the booth today, the former Major Series Indy 500 winner in the Aero 1, and you heard him with me and Antonio Estrada over on P1 during our IIS broadcast. It's the IndyCar iRacing series in 2024, and he'll be on the 2025 broadcast with me. Please welcome Ryan Walker. Ryan, welcome to the booth. Welcome to Watkins Glen International, where we have a pretty decent-sized field today, getting ready to take on one of the fastest road courses that will be on, quite this side of the pond, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Watkins Glen, it's such a great track, and especially it's one of my favourite tracks for IndyCar. Just something about it. It produces great racing, and I think today's VOR race as well will be no exception, and looking forward to it.
We'll start off with, we are in the middle of qualifying right now. But we will start off with some, there we go, we're not cautioned, we're under a green flag condition, there we go. Let's bring up the schedule where we are, only round 2, so we're not going to worry about points today, but today is our first of 3 road courses this season. As you see, we're going to, after Watkins Glen, Montreal, and then probably our signature jewel road course of the season, Long Beach. But next week, then we are off to our first of 2 short ovals. Milwaukee will be a 1 mile oval. Iowa, which will be 0.85 of a mile. Those will be our first 2 short ovals. And then we'll wrap up the season, as you see, on the intermediates and the super speedway. That is the IndyCar Championship schedule. Here are information coming into today's race. We have been here 4 times previous. Previous winners, Alex Van de Sent, Dave Porcelli, Seb Kinder, Craig Forsyth. So 4 races, 4 different winners. 2 of those drivers in the lineup today. You have Jesper Orman on the pole, and Craig Forsyth, former winner. And I don't think we do have Seb Kinder here, but I think Forsyth might be our only former champion here in the booth, in the race. There we go. Here's the team situation on today, so you can expect to see who's palling with who. And here is the penalty situation in today's race. Just 2. Lucas Santos pit lane start, not allowed to qualify, and Murphy, a qualifying ban. So those will be the only penalties for today. We're starting to see times going to the top of the charts here. We'll bring up the tree one more time. Savazzi on the pole. Now Nunes on the pole. The speed or time of 1:24.8. Savazzi provisionally second. Liam O'Sullivan is third. Millward. Aiden now getting bumped down to 5th as Julian Altena moves up to 3rd now. Orman 6th. Christensen 7th. Ench now 8th. As only 8 cars have taken time. Here is the track map, the configuration that we are using today at Watkins Glen. Of course, CART ran here for a number of years before they stopped, and then the IndyCar Series came here. Track record with CART set by Al Unser Sr. in 1979 with the Yellow Submarine. And then a little bit later, Mario Andretti came and set the track record in 81, driving for Pat Patrick. But each record was turned on a different length course. So the time and speed comparison of today's race really won't make much sense, but at least we'll give this an opportunity to mention, we can mention Al Unser Sr. and Mario Andretti on the broadcast, which I always like to do. But the IndyCar track record set back here in 2017 by Alexander Rossi on the classic config, so no bus stop chicane with a time of 1:22.4. The career wins leaders here at the Glen are Scott Dixon with 4, including 3 in a row from 05 to 07. Uncle Bobby with 2 and 79 and 80. Ryan Hunter-Ray, the late Justin Wilson, Willpower, Alexander Rossi, and Rick Mears each have 1 win here at the Glen. Allenser Jr. has 3 wins in IROC competition when that series visited here in the mid-'80s and early 90s. And there's everything you need to know about real-world IndyCar coming to Watkins Glen. 9 minutes, 32 seconds left to play here in qualifying. Luis Nunes, the Pro Series driver, on top of the charts by 3/10 over Silvazzi.
Yeah, and Luis Nunes as well, but also on double duty because he's not just taking part in this race, he's also taking part in the iRacing the Daytona 24 hours as well. So that's currently taking place at the same time. So yeah, like Lewis will be needing a bit of beauty sleep after this, I think, for a bit.
A number of drivers doing double duty today, all taking the virtual jet from the virtual Daytona International Speedway up here into the virtual Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. New addition to the overlay, and I'm going to circle this here for you, as you see these triangles right here on the side. This now tells you in live data what tire compound. So we're watching Aiden Millward right now. Of course, you see him on the red tires right there, trying to circle it. And he has the red triangle right here. When we get to the street course race at Long Beach for sure, and I'm not sure how this is going to work for Milwaukee. I don't know, or excuse me, Montreal. I don't know if they classify that as a street course or a permanent road course, but certainly 100% for Long Beach. We will have the green triangle there for the green tires, which would be the Waiuli compounds later in the season. So new addition to the overlay. Hope you guys like it. Our dev worked long and hard to get that active for us there. We see Luis Nunes bettering his speed, now up by 6/10 over Silvazzi. So putting a bit of a cushion there on his pole position run. Luis Nunes was the last winner at the last road course we were at last season at Detroit. So he is looking to get his second career win here in the VOR IndyCar Championship on the road course. As the family dog is barking in the background, he is entertained by what he sees.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he what driver does your dog support? Is he? I hope he is anyway. Is he a?
Well,
fan?
the correct answer would be Julian. That's who he supports.
That's a good answer actually. I think if Julian heard that in the broadcast, hopefully he's listening at the same time. That'll probably give him some extra motivation for this race. But yeah, is it worth going through the strategy, by the way, Gary?
Yeah, let's do the strategy. We are expecting, of course, we do have a mandatory compound change we have to do during a race. So everyone has to come in at least one time, but this race is definitely not going to be done with one stop. Yeah,
for what I was what Julian was saying to me before we went live on air, he was saying to me that the quicker strategy will probably be. Let me quickly check the briefing. He said that two stops is probably the way to go, but as we were talking about as well, strategy B, which is the 3 stops, might be the way to go. If you wanted to go with a free stop strategy, the laps you could be pitting on could be lap 6, and then lap 19, lap 32, and that should get you to the finish. Or if you wanted to go with plan A, which is or strategy A, I should say, which is 2 stops, you would be pitting on lap 15 or right thereabouts, and then lap 30, and then that should get you to the finish. But you will probably have to do a little bit of fuel saving to make it to the end.
Today's rule set for these drivers: 100% fuel. This is a 3.37 mile, 11 turn road course, doing 44 laps a day, just shy of 150 race miles. Pit road speed limit, I believe, is 40 miles an hour. As we have 5 minutes left to play here, still in qualifying here for the Grand Prix at the Glen. If you enjoy Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Championship and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future VOR IndyCar iRacing broadcasts, which is the next time you will see us on the air next week for the Iconic Series, 4 p.m. Eastern Time at Michigan. And then the next time you see the IndyCar Championship on the air is during Milwaukee weekend on January 31st and February 1st, both for the Iconic and IndyCar Championship. We'll be at the Milwaukee Mile. Check us out then. You ring the bell, you will be notified before we go live and notified as we go live.
Yeah, I don't know if they've mentioned it yet, Gary, but I think I was reading through the briefing again, and I think they're doing, was it basically there's two groups for the qualifying procedure?
Yeah, so it's going to be separated based on points. You might have to look into the rule set there. It might be, I'm not sure if they're wanting to use this year's points or not, but in the past it's been done on points.
And also with regards to the penalties as well, for this round, there's only 2 drivers with penalties. That is Lucas Santos, who has to start from the pit lane, and he's not allowed to post a qualifying time, and there's a qualifying ban for Mark Murphy, again not allowed to post a qualifying time. So yeah, I think I don't know what those drivers will do with strategy if they wanted to maybe try and get away with doing 2 stops and try and save time and gain some track position, or if it's maybe, I don't know if it's worth then doing 3 stops and taking lighter fuel and just going full push. But I was also looking at the track map as well, just with regards to passing opportunities as well. The best places I think you'll be able to pass is probably into turn 1 if you get a good exit on the final corner and a good run down the home straight, or if it's maybe worth waiting until they run through the S's and maybe trying to use some push to pass to get a run heading down to the chicane. But trying to make a move through that chicane, it's a bit risky because you've got it's the new updated chicane with the update iRacing made not too long ago, with those curbs on the chicane. They can be a bit lethal. You take them the wrong way, it can unsettle the car, and yeah, you're pretty much on a one-way journey into the wall.
And we're watching Marcos Teixeira on pit road, coming in for a stop. We've been kind of focused in on him, but we'll try to change the camera to go to most exciting, because I'm sure there's some other racing out there that we can swap to automatically. If you like what you see and like to be part of future races of the VOR IndyCar Championship, click on the VOR Discord invite in the description and to learn more today. In fact, all the links we talk about in today's broadcast are in the description. Look there. 1:12 left to play. Nunes, Savazzi, O'Sullivan, Altina, Millward, Bree, Forsyth, Brewer, Bennyworth, and Orman, your top 10.
Yeah, you were talking about Aidan Millward not too long ago as well, Gary. He took a great result last week in the previous round as well. I think he finished in, according to my notes, he finished in 6th place, which is I think that was his. I think he said that was his best result, I think, or basically he was happy with that result anyway.
Yeah, so his oval craft is definitely getting better. I remember when he first joined the league, he said He was still learning on the ovals, and you could kind of see in those early races on the ovals that he was not necessarily in the same class of driver as everyone else around him, but he has gotten better, and we know he's a good road course racer. We've seen his YouTube videos, so he does enjoy the road courses, and he is currently 5th fastest right now. He's streaming this race currently over on his channel. If you want to pop open a second window and do the in-car following of him, you can. Leave us on the main window for you and the main audio. We'll call the action, but yeah, he is definitely improving racecraft in these IR18 Delaras, and we know that he's going to be good on the road course. 3 road courses this season. This is the first of 3. Then we will go to Montreal later in the season, and towards the end of the season, we will have our 3rd and final road course at Long Beach.
Yeah, Iowa is definitely a track I'm looking forward to. I always enjoy racing around there. Same with Milwaukee.
Alexander Bonney coming to pit road. Hugo Gall is out there making some, I think this will be his last lap. And he looks like he's going to come up short there just a little bit. Wasn't going to improve his time any. And I think that's going to be about it. So we are going to get lined up here momentarily to go racing. And we'll just see what we got here. We're lining us up, and then we'll get into the starting lineup. Qualifications now are officially over. Quick update on the conditions. 68 degrees ambient, 95 on the track temperature. They are lining up at about just above the heel of the boot. So we'll have a little time to get in today's starting lineup. On the pole, Luis Nunes, the 124.5. Right there next to him is Salvazzi with the 125.1. The only car in the 124 range was our pole sitter. Salvazzi second. O'Sullivan, Alta, teammates on row 2. Millward and Bree, row 3. Forsyth, former winner here, and Brewer, row 4. Bennyworth and Orman, row 5. We'll be watching those two come forward. Christensen and Tessera, row 6. Gallas and Bonney, row 7. Lovern and Evans back on row 8. Inch and Murphy back on row 9. Coker and Santos on row 10. And that is our lineup right there. 20 cars today.
Yeah, a good turnout as well for Watkins Glen. And I think, yeah, it should still be a good race. And I think, obviously, I don't know who would pick to win this race, Gary, but if you're pretty much a betting man and going on form and has his good run of form in this series, it's hard not to choose Luis Nunes.
Yeah, I'm looking at Nunes. Salvazzi won on the road course last season. Julian won on the road course last season, but Nunes was our last winner on a road course when we visited Detroit last season. So I am looking at him. We know Savazzi has it in him to get a win on the road course. Julian, we know, has him in there to get the win on the road course. And I wouldn't rule out Liam O'Sullivan either.
Yeah, Liam O'Sullivan is another driver that I would keep a lookout for. He's on his day, he's really quick. Probably one of the best drivers in this car in the VOR community. As they're just about to come up to the start-finish line, Gary, and they're just about to get on the way.
And a big jump by Luis Nunes. Green flag in the air. Round 2, Season 13, VOR IndyCar Championship. And look at Liam O'Sullivan to the inside. He moves up 2 spots.
Yeah, a great start by O'Sullivan. He wasn't wasting any time, and yeah, they took advantage to gain a couple of positions to come up through the F's. And I think Salvazzi as well, trying to just kind of show his nose there, but it's still on lap 1, and all his tyres are still coming up to temperature as they come through the chicane. But at the moment, it's still Nunes leading on lap 1.
Oh, we got a car on the wall. 2 cars in the wall. Contact with Mark Murphy on the exit of the bus stop chicane. That was Gary Lovern and Murph. Murph already had a long day. He's going to be doing the Daytona 24, but this is getting longer now for him.
Yeah, and that's just awful lot for Mark, because obviously it was last week as well. In the previous race, he basically got run into from behind, and basically that was his race over. And just bad luck strikes again.
Yeah, he took, looks like a little too much of the inside curbing there on the exits, on the left curbing on the exit of the bus stop chicane, and he kind of came up into Lovern, who was having a difficulty getting through there, and they both made contact. So we're going to see how the stewards rule on that one eventually. But Murph might be good enough that he can come to pit road and get a new wing and continue on. But he is looking at a long day. Meanwhile, up front, it is now Luis Nunes, your leader, as he pulls away by 1.8 seconds. There you see the tire compound situation, as the top 3 are all on the alternate tires.
Yep, and Luis Nunes he's already got probably about a 2-second gap already. So, like I said before, Gary, if he gets away, I think he'll be a hard man to catch.
Coming down the chute into the start of the boot battle here between Millward and Forsyth. This is the toe inside. Forsyth getting a peek on the inside. He will get the position as they go uphill, run down the mini straight here into the heel of the boot. Still side by side. Position's not been settled yet. And then back up the hill. This is turn 9. On the old scan, there used to be a lot of difficulty at that turn right there. A lot of cars would get, especially Indy cars, would get loose on their acceleration there. Very fast final portion here before going to the main straight. Luis Nunes, purple lap, a 1:26.3. You see drivers on push to pass throughout the lineup. So that battle is situated. Now we watch Teixeira and Christensen. Bonnie on the outside of Teixeira. And Gilles might come with Teixeira. They've got the position going into the bus stop. Bonnie gets the position. Makes it through the bus stop. A little wide exit there on the first dogleg of the bus stop, but makes it through.
Oh, Body got a bit of a window there. He manages to save it though, but yeah, he has to be so careful, because if that was later in the race and he got in the marbles, he could have spun into the wall there. But luckily, it's only the early stages of this race. Again, Bonnie goes a little bit wide there and get a bit scrappy.
Everyone trying to build a bit of a rhythm right now to keep consistent laps. A long race, 44 laps here at the Glen. Thanks for everybody joining us on this iRacing Daytona 24 weekend. If you've raced in the 24 or are going to race, good luck. Hope you had luck. Hope you did well. I've raced in the 24 only once. I will never do it again. Oh, Luis Nunes is out.
Oh no, is that a disconnection?
I think it's a DC.
Oh no. Oh, that was hyping him up as well. So yeah, sorry, Lewis, that was my fault for jinxing you.
And that now turns the lead over to Salvazzi, who won on the road course at Indianapolis last season. And now he's out front.
Yeah, starting to build up a bit of a gap to O'Sullivan as well. But I wonder if O'Sullivan, on the other hand, is maybe hanging back and looking after those alternate tyres.
And we do not see Nunes at all, so I believe he has done a DC. You might be able to tell in the iRacing overlay. It would say if he had a DC, but I believe he did, and that is very unfortunate for the former Butt Kicker Pro Series driver.
I'm just looking in the chat as well, Gary. Sorry to interrupt. I was just looking in the chat, and it says that Luis Nunes his connection dropped due to packet loss. So that is so unfortunate because he put down a great qualifying time, had a great start to the race, and yeah, it's just technical issues out of his hands that have just struck. But as I'm looking further back in the field as well, it looks like Orman and Milward are going at it as well, heading into the chicane. And
Brewer and Altena just in front of him with Tim Bree there. Tim Bree has moved up 3 spots to third. He is now on the bottom as position for the bottom step of the podium. Julian now fourth, and he is being currently really harassed by Matt Brewer, the series rookie.
And I'm looking at the tyre compounds for Timothy Bray and Julian Altena as well. They're on it looks like they're on the primary compound, so maybe going a different way with the tyre strategy.
Yeah, for some reason our overlay shows them with red triangles, but we see them with the prime tire.
And Luis Nunes has rejoined the session, so it looks like he might have had to reset his connection or router or whatever he uses. So yeah, again, hard luck for him.
But we go back to Jesper Orman, and it shows him on the reds, but he has a yellow. Shows him on the it shows him on the alternates, but now it shows him on the alternates in the overlay. Now it says Forsyth is on the primes, but I see him on the alternates as well. So let me do something here real quick. Let me close the overlay and restart it and see if that recycles itself.
So I'm just looking back up at the front as well, and it's still Salvazzi leading from O'Sullivan. The gap is around about 3.7 seconds as Salvazzi comes across the line. Then I'll wait for O'Sullivan to come across the line for it to update, and it should be around about 3.7 seconds at the moment. And it's the gap is still, but it's down to around about 3.5 seconds now. So Salvazzi is still pulling away ever so slightly.
Okay, And I think our overlay dev might have just seen exactly what happened, so he might know what the deal is. But right now, I think we're showing everyone as accurate. So we do see our leader, Silvazzi, on the alternate tires. Liam O'Sullivan is second on the alternate tires, although now when I click on him, it shows him on the prime tire. Tim Bree, he's on the alternate. Okay, I think it's when I select the driver, it actually changes what their compound is. All right, so we'll just stay on top of it best we can. The back up front, leader by 3.7 seconds is Silvazzi as he continues to pull away. O'Sullivan second, Bree third, Alton a fourth, and Brewer in fifth. And we'll want to go back and watch that battle between Bree, Brewer, and Altena. Defending series champion Jesper Orman is currently sixth right now. Forsyth, former winner here, seventh. Millward, eighth. Bennyworth, 9. Christensen, 10th. And Luis Nunes, seeing a little red at the moment, but just set a new fast lap at a 1:26.1. But unfortunately, he is at least one lap down. And maybe he can come up with a strategy to get that lap back. It's really hard to do here on a road course. We'll need a full course caution. He'll need to catch the safety course right, or safety car right. But we don't, as you know, on iRacing, and maybe you don't, but on iRacing as a whole, generally, you do not see very many full course cautions on road courses on iRacing. So Luis Nunes has a huge battle in front of him.
Yeah, I think if I'm Luis Nunes, I think it's just a case of just trying to get to the end of the race now and trying to salvage whatever result you can. Because yeah, we've still got a long way to go. We're on, what is it, pretty much coming up to round about the end of lap 7, or basically. Yeah, sorry, we're on lap 9, sorry, my bad. My timing was just taking a bit to update, but I think it's just a case of getting to the finish and just see whatever result he can get.
Here's Bree on the outside. Yeah, wow, we're going to go 2x2 here for 4 positions. Bree gets by O'Sullivan, move Bree up to second with the prime tires. So the prime tires might be the way to go here as we are starting to get into now the later stages of the alternate tires life. Brewer gets around Altena, move Brewer up to 4th, Altena now 5th. But it's interesting enough, I mentioned Brewer and the alt tires wearing out, but Brewer on the alt tire gets by Julian on the prime.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. If you're on the alternate tires, they might be quick at the start of a stint or start of a run, but halfway through or they'll probably just drop off early. I think at this stage of a run, I think if you're on the primary tires, that's when the advantage swings in your way.
Lap 9 of 44. Thanks for joining us. Pleasure to be here. Hey, we're only about 30 subscribers away here on the VOR channel from hitting the 500 milestone. So if you could do this guy right here in the 5th spot in the blue number 11. Julian, a big solid. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. He's done a lot of work to put a lot of IndyCar content on this channel here. And 500 subscribers would be a big thank you to him as he is now in a bit of a draft train going down the backstretch, going into Sullivan. I was trying to get the camera on those two. Sullivan and Brewer going into the bus stop. While they're battling, though, that's allowing Tim Bree to walk away a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, if these guys behind Bree keep battling away, that's just going to allow him to pull away, and these guys behind him scrapping amongst themselves. But I think, I think if if it was me and you're kind of just losing time, better or not as quick, it's maybe worth just kind of just settling it in, and maybe just, if you can, do a bit of fuel saving or look after those alternate tyres until the first round of pit stops. Now the pit stops as well, talking about it, if you're on a 2-stop, the first pit stop could be round about lap 15, so I wonder if any of these guys might dive into the pits round about then.
Well, you were talking about the 3-stopper with the window opening as early as lap 6. I don't see anyone coming in on lap 6, at least purposely. The closest would be Nunes, who came in who DC'd at lap 4 and then rejoined at lap 5. So he might be tied to a now 3-stop strategy, but lap 6 was the 3-stop strategy window. Is that right?
I think it was, but let me double check. According to the briefing, 3 stops would be round about lap 6. So I think these guys are maybe going to try and go to lap 15 if they're on a 2-stop.
That will get him to 15, get him to 30, and then technically speaking, 45. They'll have one more lap of fuel in. If they decide to go with the full tank, then they need to get to the finish. Sauvagsi, Bree, O'Sullivan, Brewer, I'll tell you your top 5. New names in the top 5. We like seeing that. Bree finished oh so well in that iconic series race last week at Texas. Was in a good running for the IndyCar championship race at Texas, but got taken out in a wreck there. Same thing with Liam O'Sullivan. Matt Brewer, I believe this is Matt's first start in the series. I have to double check that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've seen Matt race in this series, or not, basically not so far this season anyway. So I think if it is his first race in the series, in general, he's doing a good job so far. Yeah,
this is his first career start. I do not see any entries for him in Sim Racer Hub. So first of all, welcome to the series, and second of all, what an opening race for you here, showing everyone how it's done on a road course, no less. We've seen a number of drivers come in and show they know how to do it on an oval right away, but being able to show it you could do it on a road course right away is a whole different animal. Defending champ Jesper Orman still 6th. Former winner here at the Glen, Craig Forsyth 7th. Millward down 3 spots, but has settled into 8th. Christensen 9th. Bennyworth is 10th. Your biggest gainer at the moment is Lucas Santos, who started off on pit road. He is up 7 spots as he has worked his way around a number of drivers that either having issues with pace or had troubles in the opening laps. Sauvagsi now losing a little bit of that lead now to Bree. Bree's cut into it. It was as high as 3 seconds, almost 4. Now it's 2.2 as Bree is reeling him in.
Yep, and I think this is the stage of the race, basically, or the stage of the run where the alternates, they start dropping off, and I think this is where Bree, with the primary tyres, is basically taking advantage of having fresher tyres, I guess, and closing that gap.
It is now under 2 as they go through the bus stop chicane here into the carousel, out of the carousel into what they call the chute that connects the primary course to the boot. This is the boot. Typically you don't see a lot of cars other than the Indy cars and World Sports cars, IMSA, those type of cars using the boot configuration. Although I really wouldn't mind it at all if the Cup Series came here and they used the boot. I think they could use it. Oh, Bree wide there on the exit at the heel, up the hill to 9.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing for sure. But I think just behind him as well, but it looks like O'Sullivan's starting to close him back down as well. As I say that, Bray dives into the pits. Oh, Sullivan in the wall.
Yeah, he went way wide.
I wonder if he was just he was keeping an eye on Timothy too much.
Oh,
And
he did. He caught up really quick and got up into the mark. I don't think he hit the wall, but he came really close.
Yeah, it looks like it was a bit of basically side to side, a bit of a side to side scratch or nudge rather. So lucky to get away with that.
And now on pit road schedule stop, Tim Bree right at the lap 15 mark where you said that neighborhood. As you see him and Brewer coming in, also coming through the picture you just saw there. Millward on pit road getting full service and going to the prime tires.
Yeah, so it looks like some of these drivers are starting to basically pit round about now. And I think especially Millward. As Millward leaves the pits, and there was a car hit in the wall in the pit exit. That was
Tim Bree. That was Tim Bree. Oh no! Let's go back and see what happened as he's coming off pit road. And did he do?
Was that a cold tires or mistake?
Cold tires, and then he comes out and pushes. And under accelerate, I think he came off the butt. Oh no! And Brewer into him as well. Trying to get a better angle here, and this is very reminiscent of what happened to Joseph Newgarden here. He made a pit stop, came off pit road very hard, pushed up into the wall, and then got ran into from behind. And yeah, and that just took out two of our leaders.
That's so unfortunate for Brewer as well, because he was having a fantastic run at in the first part of the race. So yeah, and luckily Aidan Millward was pretty much lucky not to get caught up in that.
Yeah, let's maybe we can go back a little bit into look through Aidan's eyes here a little bit. So I want to, here we go. We'll watch from his point of view. Here he comes off of pit road. And this is a downhill blind corner. Remember, we're sitting, camera level is a full head above where his head is down in the car. So he's looking through the canopy right now. There you see out in front of him. He might just be able to see what happened there. Now, yeah, he comes around the corner, and there's Bree, there's Brewer. So it wasn't as close as we thought it was, but his visibility is very limited. And so he would not have seen that if he was a lot closer, but he is now in sixth spot. Silvazzi coming to pit road right now with a big lead. And also the teammates of O'Sullivan and Altena here on pit road as well. Now they've eaten into Silvazzi's lead a little bit. Silvazzi not doing well on those older red tires. Julian coming in with a set of primes. He might go to the reds now. And I said reds, excuse me, I should say alternates. We were talking about that in the pre-race.
And yeah, this is pretty much the end of lap 15. So this
there
is
where going to the alts. Yep. O'Sullivan going to the primes. Silvazzi coming off pit road. He is going to the primes. So to the regulations, they have swapped tire compounds. So if they could somehow finish this race, they don't need to stop again, but they will have to stop again because your limitation now is going to be fuel. O'Sullivan, Altena on the button. At least O'Sullivan is to try to pull away from Altena. This is a battle for third. Look who's in the fourth spot, though. Jesper Orman, not known for being a road course racer, but he is working on that craft. He's been diligently working on that craft. And he is currently up to fourth spot, the defending series champion, two-time and defending series champion here. As he is going to join this battle between O'Sullivan and Altena for third very shortly. Craig Forsyth, defending winner, is in fifth. Millward sixth, Christensen seventh, Gilles eighth, Bennyworth ninth. And Julian has now got himself into a prime spot with those alt tires. He knows he needs to get around O'Sullivan now.
Yeah, Julian's on pretty much the quicker tyre at the moment, and he needs to try and take advantage of that. But these two are teammates, and I don't know if they've got any team orders, which I pretty much doubt they have, apart from the one rule: do not take out your teammate.
Do not wreck your teammate is rule 1. Rule 2 is C rule 1.
Don't do what Team Penske done last season at what was it? Detroit. Was it Detroit? Was it someone else?
Yeah, between Will Power and was it Will Power and McLaughlin?
Yep.
Will Power's in a contract year this year, so he has reportedly hired a agent for the first time in his career. Hard to believe the man who is, I believe, in the top 5 in career wins in IndyCar history necessarily needs to have an agent. I'd like to see him re-sign with Penske. He is actually one of Penske's longest tenured drivers outside of Helio Castroneves and Rick Mears.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't Rick Mears pretty much with Penske from, was it 1978 until
91, 92, yeah. He retired as a Penske driver. I think all of his races, for the most part, were under Penske, under the umbrella. I think some of his early races, he might have cut his teeth with another owner, and then Penske wisely snatched him up.
I think, yeah, Rick Mears used to be a driver before he joined Penske. I think he was a driver with, was it Bill Simpson or something like that? Or I might be thinking of someone else.
We will find out here because I like looking this stuff up.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got an old man brain, so my memory can be a bit hazy.
And Julian sticking close to O'Sullivan. It's hard to believe Rick Mears is 73 years old, 4-time Indy 500 winner. Currently the oldest former Indy 500 winner now is AJ Foyt.
And one of the drivers, they're pretty much, he was the second driver to join, was it the second or third driver to join the 4-time Winners Club?
Who, Mears?
Yes.
Mears would be the third winner to drive the 4 times winner. So it was Foyt, Allenser, Sr., Mears, and then Helio Castroneves. So Mears started, you're right, with Bill Simpson and Art Shigari. He started time there. He raced in the 76 season for 3 races, all got top 10 finishes. In the 77 season, he was with Art Shigari, then Theodore Racing, and then wasn't picked up by Penske in 78. And then in 79, very controversially, he replaced Tom Sneva at Team Penske in 79 after Tom Sneva was going into the 79 season the reigning and defending USAC Champ Car champion. He won the 78 championship without a single victory, but Penske fired him in order to give the full-time seat to Mears in 79, and Mears delivered by giving him an Indy 500 win in 79, his first of the first of 4. And 2 other wins later that season in 79 for Team Penske. So Mears.
And before starting racing in IndyCar in general, I think Rick Mears was he cut his teeth out in
basically super trucks, yeah.
Super trucks, that's
Baja
it.
trucks, jumpy trucks, yeah. Much like Robbie Gordon, yeah. And his brother Roger did the same thing. Roger Mears has a couple Indy 500 starts to his credit. I think Roger is the father of Casey Mears, who we've seen before in the Cup Series, and I think he has at least one Indy 500 start under his belt.
And Casey Mears also, I think, didn't he race in IndyCar? Or
Casey Mears, yeah. Casey did race in the IndyCar Series. I forget exactly his stat line, but he was primarily known for being a Winston Cup, Nextel Cup, Sprint Cup driver.
Yep, I thought I recognised Casey Mears. I was just trying to remember where from. And
I think he got it. Didn't he get a win? He got a win in the Cup Series, didn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I know that he won the Daytona 24 with what was it, Dan Weldon and Scott Dixon back in 2005 or 2006.
Ah, that's right, for the Chip Ganassi entry. Yeah.
Yep.
We're a little bit further back in the field now, watching a battle between Lucas Santos and Benny Worth. This is for 9th and 10th. Just ahead of them is Hugo Gilles in 8th. And if you could see that 4th car up there, who is entering the chicane, bus stop chicane now, that's Christensen. So a 4-car train for 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th. And just disappearing out of the picture above, right ahead of Christensen is Millward in 6th. Should see next round of pit stops here in about another 10 laps or so from now.
Yep, the next set of pit stops, if you're on a 2-stop strategy, is round about lap 30. Yeah, lap 30, so not too far away.
And according to chat, Casey got the Coke 600. That's right, he did. Driving for Hendrick, I believe.
Yep, it was Hendrick's Motorsport, but I would need to double check.
Shane Coker says Casey Mears and the Rick Mears family tree never registered until now. Well, let's now I think Jesper is getting, and Luis Nunes still seeing red, a 1:25.9 purple lap. As he is, where is he right now in the order? Luis Nunes, 15th, 1 lap down. There he is, all by himself. Oh, and we got some close quarters battling going up here for 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's got even closer as now Santos, as Bennyworth got around Gilles. Now Santos trying to get around Gilles. Bonnie an inch. Oh, Bonnie coming to pit road with a bad nose cone and a wobbly left front. This could be day done.
Yeah, I'm just checking the replay and game to see what happened, and I think, it was the exit of the first left-hander before they head into the final few corners. Bonnie just ran wide in the grass and they clipped the wall. Such an easy mistake to make because you want to get back in the power as soon as you can, but because of the nature of the corner, sometimes you can just push wide or understeer wide and catch the grass, and unfortunately Bonnie caught the grass and put him in the wall, and it looks like it day done.
Let's ride along with Luis Nunes right now, who right now I'm sure he's seeing red, but we are crystal clear through our camera right now. He is the fastest car on the racetrack. Unfortunately, he's not in position to really be racing anybody other than Jordan Evans and Bonnie and Murphy, who are all on the same lap as he. But we're watching this battle just in front of him, and Santos trying to get a peek on Gilles. This is a battle for 9th and 10th going into the bus stop. Whoa!
Oh, that was a bit risky.
And you move up Santos one more, up 11 spots. Now Gilles, if Gilles thinks he has the pace, he needs to keep it up and try to keep up with Santos. Otherwise, he might just, that's Jordan Evans, who decided to let the leaders go by wide, and as a process, he lost a position to Nunes. Nunes now to the inside in the heel in the braking zone. And I think Gilles wisely let him go, because he's not racing him really. Now back onto the main portion of the racetrack where you see the Cup Series. Very fast final set of left and right coming onto the main straight here. And here's the main straight. Then they crest the hill right at the start-finish line. Then they come downhill into a braking zone for 1. This is where you see all the Winston Cup cars, Nextel Cup cars. I keep calling them Winston Cup, but Sprint Cup, whatever. Cup Series cars. They go so wide off into that runoff area. This looks awful.
Yeah, it reminds me of not the Cup Series, but it was the NASCAR Xfinity Series race last year when everyone in Turn 1 just basically they all ran wide, and it was basically... it was a bit crazy to watch. So much for out of bounds, and that corner is wide enough anyways. And that was even fitting some. They tried to fit something to stop cars running wide. It was like little hard to describe, little ramp things or bumps to try and stop the cars going wide. But that kind of that idea failed.
Okay, so now again, same thing for Lucas Santos. He wants to race Bennyworth, but if he gets a car between him and Bennyworth, it might allow Bennyworth to escape a little bit. Santos might just want to let Nunes go and then try to get up to Bennyworth when Nunes starts to battle with Bennyworth for track position. Meanwhile, back up front, Liam O'Sullivan, Julian Altena, and Jesper Orman all on push to pass, but two separate battles are in the result here. O'Sullivan areas to the inside of Salvazzi for the lead into the bus stop. He clears him. So new leader, Liam O'Sullivan. Julian holds off Orman for third. Orman's going to have to regroup, and oh no! So Sullivan loses it, goes wide in the carousel, and loses the lead back to Salvazzi. Watch this. He hits the curbs.
It looks like he just ran wide and got caught in on the marbles, and once you're on the marbles, you're just a passenger. Yeah,
and he wanted to come down, but Salvazzi got the nose there, and there was no place for him to go. And then he's out in the marbles, and he goes wide, and again flirts with the Armco barrier, but does not hit it. But now the leaders, there's all your leaders right together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the driver inputs off there. Get back. There you see accurately displayed now on your screen. The top 4 in your picture are on the right compounds, I believe. We have Salvazzi with the prime tire. We have O'Sullivan with the prime tire. We have Julian with the alternate tire, and Orman with the prime tire. Julian on push to pass. We'll give you everybody a push to pass report after the next pit stop. We assume right now everyone is pretty healthy with push to pass. Remember, there is a rule change or with the way that the game runs push to pass for IndyCar. Not necessarily a rule change, but a performance change to the car. It used to be you had 20 pushes of the button at 10 seconds each, maximum 10 seconds. Once you hit the button, you could release the button, and the push to pass would still stay engaged until you either went for the next gear or you had to brake, and then it would disengage. Now when you hit the button, it engages as you apply the button, and then depress the button, unapply, depress the button, push to pass turns off. So you get to use it just like the real IndyCar drivers do, 200 seconds worth.
Yeah, there's one thing I wish they would do with IndyCar and the ovals is basically similar to, similar to the real life series. What's they done last year, I believe. I think they're on the ovals as well. They're allowed to use push to pass.
Yes, they used a hybrid with the ovals.
The hybrid, sorry.
Which hopefully we will see this year as well as an IndyCar update on the service. Here's a fade to the inside, a block to go to the outside. Not a block, but really just a defensive maneuver by Salvazzi into the bus stop, holding off O'Sullivan for the lead at the moment. If you're just joining us, this is Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Championship, coming to you from Watkins Glen International for the Grand Prix at the Glen, where we've completed now 26 of 44 laps. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next race for this series is VOR Milwaukee weekend, February 1st. But the next race you'll actually catch here on the channel next weekend, next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the VOR Iconic Series at Michigan. Hopefully Ryan will be in that lineup.
Yep, as far as it stands, I should be there. I do like racing at Michigan. I like
now,
Michigan. Go ahead,
Michigan in those cars is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think Michigan was one of the first tracks that was it CART used back in 1996 after the whole fiasco of the split. or basically after the IndyCar.
Yeah, that's where
spun up.
Cart held the US 500 to go opposite the Indy 500 in 96. Hard to believe next year there'll be 30 years since that incident. That whole fiasco. And we just saw a battle for third and a pass for that position. Orman now up to third as he gets around Julian for that position in the bus stop chicane, and now starts to pull away. And just in front of Jesper is his teammate. So I suspect his teammate will let Jesper go, but not make things any easier for Julian. Julian on those red tires. Red tires are probably well spent now after 12 laps into this run. I would imagine once everyone gets to, there goes to the inside, and he pulls right in the middle of them. When he stays to the outside going into the last right-hander. I would imagine, though, that Julian waiting for lap 30 to come to pit road and get rid of the red tires and go back to the primes. Take a look at closest battles on the racetrack. Actually, we are watching it right here. Closest battle on the racetrack. Orman and Julian. Villeneuve coming to pit road for a scheduled stop. Villeneuve did real good last week on the oval, but unfortunately was a victim and watching him on pit road.
Yep, so Benny Worth pitting on at the end of the lap 27. I think if he's pitting now,
yeah, he's going to have to save.
Yeah, he may have to do a bit of fuel saving ever so slightly. If you get to lap 31 or above, you're pretty much safe.
Yeah, he was at did 14 laps on the first stint, 13 on the second. Meanwhile, back up front, Salvazzi still your leader. O'Sullivan second. Orman third. Julian fourth. Craig Forsyth in fifth. Craig very quiet today, but maintaining his position well. Up 2 spots. John Christensen in sixth. He's up 5 spots on the day, coming to pit road for a scheduled stop. He might also have to save a little bit on this last stint. He went 14 on his first, 13 on his second. Now coming to 14, I think. Gilles will get the position on the racetrack. Gilles is still going to have to stop. Salvazzi 13 laps into his run. O'Sullivan 13 into his. 14 for Orman. 13 for Julian. 13 for Craig. 14 for Gilles. 14 for Teixeira. Millward just stopped. He is 2 laps into his. He's going to have to conserve if he doesn't want to stop one more time for a splash at the end. I think anybody that can get past this lap into 30 and beyond is good to go to the end. Leaders stay out. Orman coming in. Julian staying out. So Orman is right at the border of being able to make it on his final stop here.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't surprise me if some of these guys up at the front dive into the pits at the end of this lap, or maybe try and get to lap 31 then dive in. I think if they get to lap 31 and they dive in, they won't have to save for the rest of the race.
Oh, Jesper misses his marks, but backs up into him. Costs a little bit of time, but he is now lined up. Full service being performed on his car. Full tank of fuel, or at least enough fuel to get to the end, and another set of prime tires, and he is down on the way. Let's see if he can make it now. Final stop possibly done for our defending series champion with the number 1, Jesper Orman. Focus now to the front. as we watch our leader to see if they make the turn down the pit road next time they come down the main straight. They are currently in the boots section of the race course. This is the heel of the boot, then uphill into turn 9 at the top of the hill, rejoining the main course. And let's see if Patrick makes that turn down pit road for his final stop. He is under the yellow line. I think he is. He is down on the yellow line, getting to the cones. Same thing with O'Sullivan. Julian is also on pit road, I believe. Yes, he is. So top 3 coming to pit road for final stops. Craig Forsyth will follow suit. We'll see where Jesper Orman pops out. Orman just clearing the toe, the heel. Now at the top of the boot. Leaders to their stalls now. Oh, Patrick Savazzi trying to line up. That's going to cost him. That's going to cost him a lead on pit road. O'Sullivan down on the way. He's out with prime tires. I think Julian's going to beat him.
Yeah, I think...
Nope, Julian does not beat him. But Savazzi misses the marks on pit road, and that's going to cost him the lead.
Yeah, I was going to say, missing your marks, that'll probably cost you about 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds even.
Check this battle out for third. I want to get a better shot, but we've got too many static cams. There we go. Yeah, there you go. These are not... Some of these camera shots, not ideal for Indy cars. But most of these TV shots are pretty good. And we use Whiplash Sim Cams here on the channel as well as over on P1, and they really deliver very well.
Yeah, so without mistake, Salvazzi's down to second now, and O'Sullivan at the moment, without mistake, he's in the lead at the moment. So that was a bit of a I think that's a mistake that Patrick will be kicking himself for.
.13 to go. And so O'Sullivan on the alternate tire. So we might actually see Salvazzi come back to the lead. Salvazzi was on push to pass that time going into the bus stop. So he's trying to eat into that lead. He knows that those red tires are going to go away on O'Sullivan before we get to the end. So we'll see. And he does have time. 13 laps is an eternity here.
Yep. And we've also seen as well that those alternate tires can drop off slightly quickly as well. So I think for Patrick, I think if he just plays it sensible, looks after his tires, and just waits for O'Sullivan to drop off and come back to him, I think it could be Patrick's. It could still be his race to win.
Here is the push-to-pass situation. O'Sullivan, 142, and he can use some of it. He did when he pitted in the window that he should be able to go to the distance and go home. Same thing with Salvazzi. Orman at 61 seconds left. So he is of the top 5 is the lowest at the moment. And there he is on the button again as he's trying to defend against Julian. Julian doing it all natural in the draft, just following in the hole that Orman is punching in the air. Julian has 180 seconds left. Forsyth 184. Millward 177. Santos hasn't even used the button. Christensen 170, Bennyworth 137, Gall is 190. Now, it is possible. It is possible. We see a number of drivers with 200. It is possible that they forgot to map the button. Because sometimes you can do that, especially in a series that races predominantly ovals like the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship does. But sometimes, Ryan, and you know this from racing these cars yourself, you might have all the push to pass in the world. The thing is, you might not have all the fuel in the world in order to push the button.
Yeah, and it's one of those things as well. If you use the push to pass, it can affect or it can have an effect on your fuel consumption. So you get that temptation to use the push to pass to defend, but on the other hand, you've got to remember the fuel situation in the back of your mind as well. If you use that push to pass, it could compromise your fuel, and it could mean you might not make it to the end. So you've got to be very, very wary and kind of got to think about it as well.
Julian actually backing out of it a little bit going into the bus stop to save on some fuel. Was in sixth gear, now in fifth gear through the carousel. We're riding on board just over the head of the two-time series champion. Winner last week on the oval at Texas. Getting the monkey off his back. His last win before that was last season at Road America. So road courses are his thing.
Yep, and I think he won on the ovals last week as well. So
yep.
I believe. So yeah, good to see Julian getting that win in the IndyCar series last Saturday. Considering he had some bad luck in the iconic race on the Friday, because of a commentator who shall remain nameless.
He has the initials of Ryan Walker.
Yeah, I'm jumping out the booth. See ya.
That's why I'm in the booth and not racing these cars anymore.
But yeah, it's just I did apologise to Julian for that incident because it was completely my fault, and yeah, but credit to Julian, he was a good sport about it. But yeah, Julian's still keeping up with Jesper, and credit to Jesper as well, because like you mentioned, Gary, Jesper's more accustomed to the ovals, but up there in the top three right now, with Julian right behind him. So I think if Jesper was to finish in the top three or top four, I think he would consider that a good result.
And and I don't want to jinx Jesper here, but who would have guessed? If you looked at the schedule and you saw Texas and Watkins Glen, of those two races, which would be Jesper's probably best finish of the season if we were to finish right now? My guess 100% would not have been his best finish, would be at Watkins Glen. But with 10 to go, he's got himself in a position on the bottom step, currently being pursued by Julian Altena in fourth spot, but back up to the lead. It is Liam O'Sullivan. But he is now dwindled down to a second lead over Salvazzi, who's on push to pass, trying to reel him in as he goes uphill through the S's.
And I think this is pretty much the tyre advantage for Salvazzi as well. With at the moment being on those primary tyres, I think with him still being on fresher tyres at this stage, I think O'Sullivan's starting to fall into the clutches of Patrick, and
yeah, he's there.
I think O'Sullivan will put up a stern defence though.
With final stops done for just about everybody. If you're just joining us, this is Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Championship, coming to you from Watkins Glen for the Grand Prix at the Glen. We've completed now, actually 9 laps to go out of a scheduled 44, and this is also round 2 of 10 of the championship. Leader right now is Liam O'Sullivan. This is a battle for the lead you're currently watching between him and Patrick Salvazzi. Make sure to smash that like button. Oh, no! And he hit well. He snaps back into place, but that might be damage on the left front wing plane, and Silvazzi back on by. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I had a feeling that something like that was going to happen because Liam was absolutely, anytime I've watched him in previous laps, he's been absolutely just throwing the car into that corner. And I think it looks like the car just got a bit of a wiggle mid-corner, and yeah, Liam clipped the wall, but I think Liam, again, might have got away with that.
That was a hard hit.
That would not surprise me if he got some suspension damage from that, and maybe some even steering damage. But having a look at Liam now to see if he's got any...
Yeah, we're gonna ride with him here, and we'll go into his in-car camera.
I'm looking at the left side of his front wing, and he's got some dents and scratches.
I think that left front wing plane there is damaged. It is not. It is at a different angle, and you'll see here on the in-car. You see this. You're not really supposed to see that portion of the winglet from this position.
And I wonder with that slight front wing damage if it'll affect the handling in the corners, especially high speed corners.
And Silvazzi's pulled away to 0.8 of a second. But this battle rages on. They're 8 seconds in front of Orman and Altena. But if he's going to lack pace, that is going to open the door for Orman to try to reel him in. But he needs to really shave off a second a lap in order to even get there. Now O'Sullivan 1.2 behind Silvazzi. Silvazzi continues to pull away.
Yeah, I think that damage is definitely affecting the O'Sullivan. But like you say, we've got Orman's is only about 8.5 seconds back, so he that gap could be closed down still with time remaining, as we've got we're on lap 38 of 44. So still plenty of time.
Julian sends it!
Oh Jesus!
Oh, that was definitely. I don't want to say that was opportunistic, but I think Julian sent it because I don't think Jesper really was expecting him to do it. And Julian's like, I'm going to send it down there, see what happens. Almost spooked Jesper out of his boots there a little bit. But now Jesper continues to Jesper pulls out a little bit of a lead because I think Julian did not have a good trip through the toe of the boot.
As soon as I went back and just about I seen that happening live, I just about I had to refrain myself from swearing. that was one of those oh no moments.
Adrian Millward getting around Hugo Gallas for 8th.
But yeah, I think Julian's maybe been taking lessons from a certain Mr. Max Verstappen when it comes to doing full sends.
Fellow Dutchman.
But yeah, I think it was a bit opportunistic by Julian there because it's allowed Jesper just to pull away ever so slightly, with Julian getting caught up in the marbles as well. But as I say that, Julian's closed the gap back up into the chicane.
Yeah, but Orman now 5 seconds behind O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan last time by did a 129.3 with Orman doing a 128.2.
And I wonder if Jesper as well at this point is maybe having to fuel ever so slightly because he did pit early before the last set of pit stops.
Yeah, he did. Julian should be good to go, and we thought that Jesper might have to... Oh, Julian getting off a little bit there on the corner of 9 into 10. Down at 11. As he rode those curbs a little bit and got a little dirty on the wheels, so had to run that off. Now he's back on it. As he is 4/10 now behind Orman. Orman now 4 seconds behind O'Sullivan. 5 to go. And Patrick Silvazzi pulling away here in the late stages. Almost gave this.
Run.
Here we go. Giuliani outside the long way around and move Julian now up the third. Orman might be forced to save, and that's what he was doing there. Possibly lifting a little bit going into the bus stop to try to bring this home without a splash and go at the end for the defending series champion. But meanwhile, back up front was saying about Patrick Salvazzi, maybe almost possibly gave this race away with a bad last pit stop, not hitting his marks, had the reset, but came off pit road, ran down Liam O'Sullivan on the alternate tires, and O'Sullivan now desperately trying to get to the end, nursing a wounded car. The left front winglet you see there is out of place and is definitely impacting the way his car, look, it is definitely, you can see right there, the attitude of it is definitely in a different position. Julian might sniff blood in the water on his teammate, and he's going to try to reel him in with 4 to go, and he's there. He's there. Julian that time by set his fastest lap of the race, a 126.3 versus Liam O'Sullivan's 129 flat.
Yeah, so Liam is definitely losing time, just losing time every lap with that damage. So I think if Julian catches up to him, I don't think Liam will make a big deal of it, or I don't think he will with that damage. Because even if let's say Julian go, he'll still be on the podium.
I'm not certain that these numbers I'm looking at are correct. Julian is closer to second than that. Four to go. Julian now 7/10 behind O'Sullivan. I don't think O'Sullivan has 2 things going against him right now. He has 10-lap-old alternate tires that are now past their useful stage, and he has a broken car. Julian dives into 1. He's there. 3/10.
Yeah, I think Julian's going to get him on the exit of the S's, I think.
Julian on the button. Be on the button right there. The green border on the outside, going the long way around. Julian gets the position into the bus stop. Julian now up the second. And this is turning to be even better for Julian now. But he's looking for the points championship. We didn't really worry about points coming into the second race of the season. He is your points leader. But he might be looking to expand and extend his points lead over a good number of these drivers with a P2 today on the offing with 3 to go here at Watkins Glen. A great start to the season to the man that, frankly, was snake-bitten through the entire second half of last season.
And the question now is, will Jesper try and push to try and catch Liam, or is Jesper having to still be very careful with his fuel saving as it stands? I think at this moment, if you're Jesper, you want to push and try and get on the podium, but on the other hand, you don't want to push and run out of fuel with 1 lap remaining, or even on the last lap. So it's kind of, you're in the two minds. You want to push, but you don't want to compromise a good result.
A lap and a half to go here for Patrick Salvazzi, looking for his second career win here in the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series, the IndyCar Championship.
Yeah, I'm just looking throughout the field, Gary, and Yeah, I don't know about you. Who would you put for driver of the day, or someone that's kind of just stuck out for you?
Driver of the day, man. Oh, Savazzi just disappeared. We don't want that to happen. Now he's back, coming to the white flag. Let's see, driver of the day. I tell you what, Lucas Santos up 10 spots starting from pit road to get into the top 10. Not a bad drive. I mean, this is a drive to survive type track. He's raced a lot of people to get there, but then again, he's also just kept the car clean and green in order to get up into the top 10. Hugo Galles, another top 10 finish that he's looking at. Marco Teixeira very quietly has worked his way into the top 10. Get rid of the driver inputs there so we can get a good look at the tree. Millward pretty much recovered everything that where he kind of lost at the start of the race. He's up to 6th. He started 5th. Craig Forsyth is in 5th.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, my pick would have to be Aidan Millward. Just he's had a quiet race and not really got involved in any incidents or any trouble.
All right.
Carry it.
Sorry.
Carrying up.
Don't want to cut you off. We got coming out of the hill is Silvazzi, coming out of the heel, up into the rain portion of the racetrack. Silvazzi, he has some traffic in front of him. He is not going to get it. He's turned two turns away, from getting the checker flag. He looks to secure this, but we got a battle brewing for 3rd, and we're going to go look at that here immediately. But coming off of quarter number 11, Patrick Silvazzi secures win number 2 in his VOR IndyCar career here at Watkins Glen. Both road course wins. Julian Altena 2nd to extend his championship. And here comes Jesper, just sends it, and they're both wrecking at the start-finish line. And Liam O'Sullivan's going to limp across. Orman is on his lid. Oh, my goodness. Here comes Craig Forsyth. He's got to be careful coming around the corner. And Craig Forsyth comes home 4th. Millward is going to come home 5th. He just needs to get to the end. As Orman sent it on the last turn there.
Yeah, I think that was a bit naughty by Jesper there. It probably wasn't intentional, but I don't know if...
Let's get Millward home, and then we'll take a look at what happened between Liam and Jesper. Here is Millward, and he recovers to finish 5th from 5th. Top 5 for the road course vet. What happened there?
That was rather dramatic. But yeah, I don't know if that was Liam lifted early or
trying to get a good camera shot here of what's going on. Okay, so here we go into 10. Jesper doesn't really get down to the rumble strips there. He does a wide exit. But Jesper, maybe I came back too far. Okay, they're racing each other on the final lap now, side by side. We saw this. Okay, so let's go back into session events here, and there it is. Okay, let's replay this. So Inch is there out of the way, coming into the final set of corners, into 10. A wide exit and a slide through the corner by Orman. Wide exit by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, I think, broke a little early, and Orman sends it, and they just bounce off one another through the whole center of the corner, and Orman tries to get the car straightened out. And he just does a slow roll, and unfortunately, that ends his day. But that is just quite the incident coming there to the finish. So we're going to see how race control decides to rule on that one.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I was watching the replay as well from my end, and it looks it's such a tough one to call. But it just looks like Liam maybe just slowed up more than expected in the middle of the corner. which might have caught Jesper out. But I would not like to be in charge of the steward or on the stewarding panel today and trying to make a decision on that, because that was hard. That's a tough one for me.
Yeah, that's wow. Let's see if we can get some replays loaded up here real quick. Our winner, Patrick Salvazzi. Fortunately, I'm only getting... There he is. Let's go back a little bit further in time and watch him do some burnouts while we talk about the standings and then get ready for interviews. Trying to get a better shot of... None of the cameras are really where I want to put them. Okay, there we go. Let's get that. There we go. Salvazzi with the win by 6 seconds overall. 10 of 2 races in a row on the podium to start the season. He finishes second. Craig Forsyth, the defending winner, not the defending winner, but former winner here, comes home third. Liam O'Sullivan limps home fourth. We're going to see what the stewards decide on that one between him and Jesper Orman. Aiden Millward, top 5 in 5th. Christensen, 6th, very quietly. A good day for him. He finished 5 spots better. Tessera, didn't really see much of him on the camera during the race, but he got up in the top 10, finished 5 spots better to 7th. Hugo Gala is a very quiet top 10. Workman-like quality to him. He's an 8th. Bennyworth 9 and Santos in 10th. Talk about Santos. He's your biggest gainer of the day, up 10 spots, starting from pit road this race, remember. So he manages to work his way into a top 10. Orman is going to get credited for 11th. Nunes 12th. Inch 13th. Murph 14th. Evans 15th. Bonnie, Bree and Brewer, those finishes are not indicative exactly where they were running. They were running very well on that first stint. They come home 17th and 18th, Coker 19th, and Lovern in 20th. All right, let's get some replays queued up here. We're going to bring up, I believe, Craig Forsyth first. And we'll get into the interview room. And we will bring up Craig, who I'm sure he was streaming as well. And here he is. Surprise, surprise. P3, my man. This is a track we know you race at pretty well. You have a former win here. But
what am I doing here?
You were kind of in the top 5 all day, and I think you kind of expected that's kind of where you're going to finish, right there in 4th, 5th. But surprise, surprise, you come around the 4th corner, you take the checkered flag, and all of a sudden, P3.
I didn't even notice that until like 5 minutes later. I was going through incident reviews, just looking stuff up. Then I happened to glance up. I'm like, why does it say I'm P3? What is going on?
And when you review those incidents, you will see exactly what happened, sir.
Yeah, that was tragic, actually. So, no, I mean, we were going to finish P5 after the first pit stop. It was basically lap 14. As soon as lap 14, Jesper came out, and was able to hook onto the back of. He pitted one lap early and was able to re-hook back onto the back of Julian and Liam. And I had wanted to go 15-15, then 14. So because I'd gone that extra lap, that put me enough seconds behind that there was no catching back up ever. And once you lose the draft here, you're never getting it back.
Yeah. Well, surprise on the finish, and I think you had a fairly good. Were you in Texas? You were near the Texas race. I think you did a decent job there. So I mean, now we're looking at just a good start to the season on an oval. And a follow-up race at a road course that you've won at before. But, I mean, when we ask you personally, are you a road course guy? You're like, I drive to survive. I do okay. But, this is like one of those bonus races where everything kind of worked out for you, and the start to season is adding up to a good start. Oh,
absolutely, yeah. No, and I mean, Watkins Glen is one of the road courses I'm better at. I mean, you throw any Lewis or these guys that are ridiculously fast, and they'll leave me half a lap behind. I mean, I have full knowledge of where my skill peaks at on a road course, but there's these couple road courses that I'm better than average, better than my average at. So yeah, it was too bad for Lewis there. He disconnected. I think it was like lap 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah.
And I saw him disappear, and I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
and
we thought so too.
I mean, he was just so you could see him. He would lap down back on. He ended up lapping us or unlapping himself from us. So I mean, just really fast. Unfortunate for him, and we will take a break of luck here for this, but. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be such a fuel save race. It was a struggle to make that 15 if you didn't have someone to draft with. I mean, Patrick at the start there when he lost Lewis and then was able to still do 15. I mean, wow is all I will say.
All right.
Still had that pace, still had 15 laps. That's just impressive.
Well, I know your sponsors are going to be happy with the way that things turned out. So go ahead and shout them out. Big supporters of the league as always in the IndyCar community, and you definitely earned it. I mean, surprise, as Gomer used to like to say. P3 today at Watkins Glen. Shout outs, I know you got them.
You betcha. No, I got to thank Jim and the whole 4D Racewear crew, good sponsors of not just my car, but all of the whole IndyCar community. So he's a good sponsor of iRacing in general. He's and a good guy. So big supporter of everything, and both you and Ryan for putting on the broadcast. Thank you. And no, I did not expect to be here, so I will take this and run away.
Pleasant surprise, Craig Forsyth, P3 here at Watkins Glen, and a good start to the season for him and the 4D entry. We will catch you here in a couple weeks when we move to the first short oval at Milwaukee.
You betcha. Thanks, Gary. Stay safe.
Yeah. All right, now we will bring up Julian, who is probably in his own right going to be pretty darn happy. And there he is, and we will bring him up right now. And here he is, Julian, starting the season with a win and a P2 for looking for his third career season championship or season drivers championship. And man, you got yourself off to the best possible start. And at one point today, man, you were down in 5th and falling back, and all of a sudden you managed to, through attrition and just hard work on the racetrack, to claw yourself back up to 2nd.
Yeah, I was actually expecting to be in the fight for the win with Patrick, but for some reason my second stint was just terrible. I don't know what happened there. I was just severely off the pace all of a sudden. And my temps were fine. I was in the right fuel map, and I just have no clue where the pace went. It was just completely gone. So I figured maybe it's a red tire thing, so I went back to the blacks and it was fine again. So probably tire management, which I'm known for not being too great at. So at least on road courses anyway.
So we saw a lot of people having problem with the reds. So you think that the alternate tire just was very short-lived, and what gains you got on it were marginal at best?
Yes. First of all, let me apologize. I forgot you were trying to be politically correct by calling it the alternates and the primaries. So yeah, the primary tires were much better over a run, as is usual, because it's a harder compound.
Yeah.
The rubber compound is harder. In case people get any bad thoughts about the rubber there. But no, but the alternates they just fell apart for me for some reason. I don't know. In practice they felt fine over a run, and in the race itself, in the real show, it was just terrible. I don't know where it came from. I didn't feel like I drove too bad on them, but they just fell off so much. And yeah, like you said, people were struggling with them a lot. So it must have been temperature or wind related or something that where people were just sliding around more. Maybe, I don't know. It will. I will have to look into it. But those are my top two guesses of where that pace could have gone to. So yeah.
Well, I mean, a good start to the season. Standings have been updated, so you have yourself a 14-point lead over Patrick getting the win today. Craig Forsyth is now third. Hayden is fourth. Luis Nunes, despite the issues that he had kind of in this race, is still in the top 5 here in points. But an awesome start to the season for you. Considering, and I think the monkey's off your back, but you were just, as we mentioned before, snake bitten at the end of last season. The start of this season's got to make you feel that things are turning around for you.
For sure, and I'm also putting in the work because, believe it or not, I think Thursday night was the first time in probably 2 years that I turned practice laps outside of the official practice session. So, yeah, the practice for this race paid off because I was right on the pace. At least for Patrick with P2.
Practice.
Yeah,
wow.
But yeah, for sure, the standings early on looking pretty promising with a 14-point lead over Patrick, like you mentioned. But I should also mention that that Liam may or may not have a penalty rescinded post race for the incident limit because Jesper ran him over. That's going to be race control's call, though. I'm not race control anymore. That's going to be Boney's task to do. But Jesper himself was saying that it should be taken away. So the penalty, that is. So
yeah,
even he is admitting fault. So I think there won't be a problem. But still, not my decision to make. So we'll have to wait and see what Bonnie thinks. But I'm pretty confident that Liam is going to be reinstated to P3 or wherever he finished on the track. So yeah. But either way, still a good points day for the team.
Well, next up is a track that I know you do well at. I believe you won former race in league race at Milwaukee, so I know you've won there. You're looking forward to the ovals. So a good start to the season. It is in the cards going into third race of the season. So I know you got shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. So go right ahead, sir, for finishing second today. I'm sure you're very happy to shout them out.
For sure, yeah. I found out last week that I should probably update the team sponsor read, so I'll read the revised one today. I want to thank IFS Personal Financial Planning and Lovers Incorporated for sponsoring the series together to allow us to be broadcasted. IFS Personal Financial Planning is a family office that specializes in transferring intergenerational wealth and minimizing the taxes incurred. Get in contact through email alex@ifspfp.com. And yes, I've practiced that, Gary. Can you tell?
I'm going to have to watch my job. Apparently, I got someone gunning for me.
No, not at all. But Lovers Incorporated, providing professional service in renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. To learn more, visit loversinc.com. The Alzheimer's Association leads the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia. For more information and the option to donate, please visit the alz.org website. And if I may add so myself, you can also just go to your local website for the Alzheimer's Association or whichever charities the name has in your country or location. It's all the same goal anyway at the end of the day. So wherever you go, as long as it's the same idea in mind, that's where you go. So yeah, I want to thank everyone who came out to race today. You guys for broadcasting. The team did a great job as well. We communicated really well this week on what we were going to do, and it paid out really well. With an asterisk next to it, 2 cars on the podium. So yeah, pretty good day for us, and can't wait for the rest of the season. Like you say, Milwaukee is usually a pretty good track for me, so I'm looking forward to that one too.
Well, it's now 132 career starts.
Oh, Gary,
yes.
Gary,
Yes.
if I may interrupt you again, I forgot the most important one. My girlfriend is watching. Hello, I love you. Sorry.
That is definitely a very smart man right there to get that one in.
Yes, it's a good thing I remembered that. It's all about this business stuff, you have to be politically correct with all the sponsors.
Yes, you do. You got to shout them all out, and definitely you got to shout out the boss as well. So
yeah,
she might not be the boss now, but if it becomes if I ever put a ring on it, you're no longer the boss of it. She's the boss of you. So that's how that tends to work. But 132 career starts here in the VOR IndyCar Championship. Now 12 wins, 73 top fives, 100. This is your 100th top 10 today here in league history. So, and now our points leader after 2 rounds. So everything on the up and up for Julian so far this season, and we're heading to a racetrack that he's done well at in the past. So congratulations
for me, Gary.
Congratulations on today, and we will catch you at the here in a couple weeks when we go to the short oval at Milwaukee.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. And Ryan, good job as well. I watched a little snippet and it sounded good. So good to have you as well.
Oh, you're such a charmer.
I don't swing that way, unfortunately, but maybe my girlfriend's going to get mad at me now. I hope I'm not in trouble.
Got to take the man to dinner first. You got to do that. Okay. So, Julian, we'll catch you on the next one, buddy.
Yep. See you in Scotland, Ryan.
All right. And let's move to Patrick. He is quite the charmer, though. And here we go. Here's Patrick Salvazzi, and he had himself a heck of a day, starting from the not from the pole, but let's talk to him here. Here he is, Patrick Salvazzi, second career win in the VOR IndyCar Championship, both on road courses. He got one last season at the Indy GP, and then getting a second win here on the road course at Watkins Glen. And as much as the game gave to you, you tried to give it away there at the end. So the game gave you a dropped connection from Nunes, who really had the field covered. You inherit the lead there. And then on your pit stop, you missed your marks, which you then, as a result, lost the lead to Liam. But because of the tires Liam chose and what you chose, you were able to run him back down, had a brief battle with him, and then was able to pull away really after Liam damaged his car and wasn't able to keep your pace. But quite the exciting day for you up front. It was up, down, emotions-wise. But I'm sure now, as the day has ended with you on the top of the podium, the emotions are pretty high.
Yeah, thank you so much. First things first, I think everyone knows that it wasn't my race to win. I mean, yeah, I was quite lucky with what happened with Lewis. First things first, I was actually supposed to do a free stop because I didn't really trusted my tires, the tire wear. And when I saw that I have a pretty comfortable lead, and I saw that Liam and everyone else was saving, and then I said, okay, I will try to save. And then I saw my numbers, and then I was like, okay, I can still make the 15 laps. So I was fuel saving. Timothy obviously made it on my back because of the tire advantage, but it was quite comfortable to do the reds with the 15 laps. And then Liam was there. He was quite close the whole second stint. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, I missed my pit stop not even once but twice, because first I was too far left and then I was too far forward. So yeah, I missed it twice.
And then you start to do that little bit of panic, going reverse, okay, forward, reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've been there.
I usually have this habit in with the cop car. So yeah. And then I saw Liam's tire choice, and then I was like, okay, I need to keep up the pace with him as much as possible. And then he actually mentioned me that he had to fuel save a little bit to make it. And then I closed it in, and then he hit the wall at out of the final corner, and then I was able to pass him, and then it was like just cruising and everything. So yeah, I'm really happy. despite the fact that my car in the Daytona 24 is in the pits with the meatball flag. So
well, you got time then to go back and race it here a little bit later.
yeah, I'm supposed to drive. If we are going to continue, I'm supposed to drive at 4 a.m. my time. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really, really happy. And obviously I didn't prepare that much because of the 24 was the priority this week. But I was really, really looking forward to this race, and I'm really, really happy that I got my second win.
What was your what class are you in the 24?
We are driving the Ferrari 499.
Oh, okay.
And fun fact, we are actually in the same script as the i5G guys. So
okay.
The Jacob, Brandon. So they're actually doing well. So we are not, obviously, but we actually did well. So it's fine.
Long as you survive the 24 best you can, you're going to get a good finish out of it. But I mean, you survive their track here, and probably you don't even think about it here. But all that time on the road course at Daytona, probably, I mean, had your timing just about set up right and everything for the road course here at Watkins Glen. So you probably didn't need much practice, but you drove the place like you owned it once you got the lead. You led the most laps, you ran down the leader, you passed the leader, and then you pulled away. So I mean, other than Lewis dropping out, you had the field covered really. Definitely worthy of the win, I think. So congratulations, and with the win, and that puts you in second place in points. So you're off to a pretty good start this championship.
Obviously, yeah. It was just like that last season where I had a bad result at Texas, and then I finished second in Road America, and then the oval tracks came where I didn't really perform. But I don't know. As you guys probably saw, without polishing myself, you guys probably saw that I'm getting better and better at ovals. For example, I did quite well at Pocono and Phoenix last season. So I'm really happy that I can be here week by week in like top 5, top 10s, and be really competitive in the road course. So I mean, actually, it's a fun fact that this was my 100th overall race in VOR. So
nice.
Yeah, it's I'm here for a while now, so yeah. And I'm really happy that I crowned that start with a victory.
Well, congratulations on the win. Shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to? I'm sure the guys at Team Watson are pretty happy.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, they are doing the 24 as well. So I believe they are in the caddy this year with Nate, Seb. I can't really recall who is in that car, but I know Seb is there, and Nate. So yeah, I hope they will do their best, and I think that's it from my side.
Congratulations, sir. It's now getting that first win is always the hardest one, and then sometimes even second, even that second win sometimes is hard. But I suspect that this is the first of and second of many that you'll get. So congratulations. I'm sure you're looking forward to the next road course race, which is Montreal. But as you mentioned, and we have recognized this as well, your oval craft and your patience on the oval is getting much better. I suspect that you will probably do well at Milwaukee.
I don't think I will do it in Milwaukee. Last time I didn't do well. That was season 11, I think. So yeah, but it's fine. I think I can adapt. So I think I'm actually good at adapting at different ovals and everything. So yeah, it's fine. I will try my best as always.
I'm sure you will. Congratulations on the win today. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks at Milwaukee.
Yeah, see you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Very happy winner, Ryan, getting his second win here in the VOR IndyCar Championship. Getting it next to his win last year at the Indy GP, getting the win here at Watkins Glen. I mean, heck, I mean, if you get your first 2 wins, you might as well get them done at historic venues. You can't get much more historic than Indianapolis and Watkins Glen. Well, your thoughts of being up in the booth today? What do you thought of the action out there? I thought it was a pretty good race. Some people with some very bad luck, unfortunately, in the state of Luis Nunes. And, of course, coming to the end there between Jesper and Liam. But some good luck were bestowed upon certainly all three of these guys that finished on the podium today, Silvazzi, Altena, and Forsyth.
Yeah, first of all, it was good to be in the booth, and thank you for having me, Gary. It's a pleasure, and yeah, with regards to the race, I really enjoyed watching that, and yeah, there was some unfortunate luck, especially for Lewis, who was pretty much, I think, when he was pulling away, I think he pretty much could have dominated, but Patrick said he was lucky with Lewis having his issues, but it's one of those things, if someone else has bad luck, and you're there, and you go on to keep out of trouble, you deserve to win, in my book. But overall, Watkins Glen produces great racing as always when it comes to IndyCar, and I think the next round of the series at Milwaukee, I think it's going to be a classic.
There is the schedule up on the screen. Next up, February 1st, Milwaukee, then Iowa, then we go to Montreal, Indianapolis for qualifying and the 500-mile race, Nashville, Long Beach, Homestead, and Auto Club to round out the season for 10 rounds overall in the championship. And while we're here is the Iconic Series schedule. It's a little bit different because we were supposed to have Michigan this weekend, but we decided to push it back. The group as a whole, all the drivers decided to push it back to next week. So you can catch me and Clindy next week at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Iconic Series at Michigan, a solo week for the Iconic Series. It won't be paired up with an IR18 race that weekend. But the remainder of the dates still hold firm. Milwaukee, Iowa, Legacy, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Kansas, proper Phoenix, Auto Club, Homestead, and then Chicagoland to finish up the Iconic Series. The Iconic Series is a free series to sign up for. So if you're interested in the Iconic DW12 series, head to the Discord. Link is in the description, and all you need is a desire and the track. And you too can participate in the Iconic Series if you wish. All right. And that is going to do it for today. We'll get on out of here, give everyone back their Saturday afternoon. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium for the Grand Prix at the Glen from Watkins Glen International. Patrick Silvazzi, win number 2 in his career here in the VOR IndyCar Championship. Julian Altena extending his points lead, finishes second. And extending his points lead in the championship after a win last week. He is going to be happy about that. So P2 to him. And Craig Forsyth, surprise, 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 as Gomer Pyle used to say, as he gets a surprise podium for third right now. All of these are unofficial at the moment. Race Review will still have to take a look at things, but those are your unofficial results and podiums podium position right now. Join us again here Saturday, February 1st as the teams and drivers head to the Milwaukee Mile for their first of 2 back-to-back short ovals this season. Coverage, as always, will start approximately at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 3:00 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything here on YouTube at youtube.com and just search Velocity Online Racing. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support us with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of today's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage or today's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And the VOR channel is less than, I think, about 50 people away from getting to 500 subscribers. So those of you watching at home, I think there's probably about 6 out of 10 of you, or maybe even 4 out of 10 of you that aren't subscribing when you're watching this. Subscribe to the channel, would you? It doesn't cost you a thing. And while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more Velocity's other online racing IndyCar programming, including coverage from their DW12 Iconic Series when it visits Michigan. You can catch all that action next Friday, January 24th at 4 p.m. It'll be a great race. You won't want to miss it. Today's Grand Prix at the Glen is brought to you by LOVERN'S, Inc. LOVERN'S provides professional services in renovation, remodeling, painting, mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. For a quote or to learn more, like them on Facebook or visit their website at loversinc.com today. The links you need are in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with the Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Instagram and X. Links are again in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about Velocity Online Racing and what they do, visit velocityonlineracing.com. Like them on Facebook or follow them on X. The links are in the description. So, for Ryan Walker, everyone here at Velocity Online Racing, I'm Gary Godsoe saying to all, happy Saturday, and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here February 1st in Brew City. That's right, we're going to Milwaukee for the next race of the VOR IndyCar Championship. We'll see ya.